We're
Dude,
live. We're
dude, the
live.
live turned
All
up.
right. You are now joining us for our first ever episode of the Media Interactive. I have with me Andrew. How you doing today, Andrew?
Am I supposed to introduce myself?
And you can say something about yourself really fast.
Doing all right.
That's-
Pretty darn good.
Well, I'm glad you're here today. All right.
Next
now,
time I'll have a script and it'll be awesome. Maybe I'll talk for like 30 minutes straight.
First episode, man. Nobody's even gonna listen to this.
Dreamed about this my whole life.
If anyone ever got good at, like, if they ever got heard, they'd be like, oh, let's go to the first one, and they just, oh, that was terrible. I'm gonna just stop right now. And they'll probably have already stopped and not be hearing this. The guy laughing is Soars or Pax. Pax, how you doing today?
Doing all right, Jack.
That's good, man.
You
Anything else
expect
you wanna?
more answers.
Yeah, that's as far as I think we're getting into that.
That is how we do, man.
All right, man. I am Jack Trade. All right, let's just. I'm gonna play this in the background and mute it, and it'll be. Oh, guys, you're gonna have to unmute.
Good job. You
Yeah.
muted us.
Yeah. Okay. So apparently that's part of that.
Have you watched any of this? Like, are we gonna get surprise Rickrolls?
It's possible there could be anything in this. This is not our stuff. This actually looks a lot like my base. Kind of worried. Anyway.
FYI, we left all your doors open.
Oh, thanks, man. That's one way of making sure that people come. And,
Well, we thought we were laying a trap, so we let them all come and look around, and then we close all the doors.
That actually. All right. So, yeah, let's just go straight to that. So rough story off the bat. I saw this guy. Actually, it was the guys you were messing with, Pax, the other day, down at the base of the mountain there. I can't remember the name, name on the map, but whatever. I'm jumping, like they left an opening where if you got up on a rock and jumped just right, you'd land right in the middle of their stuff. And I got in there once, and I grabbed he had a box that he was looking in, and as soon as I jumped down, I hit him once, and he ran and went around a corner, and fell down a hole. Like, he had a hole in there that he fell down. And as soon as he did that, he couldn't get to me. So I got into his box and grabbed the only thing that was in there of any fighting worth, because all I had was a rock. I grabbed a shotgun, and then I saw two bodies sleeping down where he was at, and so I kind of fired my only shot from that shotgun at him, and he ran out his door and shut it behind him, and he's laughing because I can't leave. But I shot one of the then I killed one of the bodies, and it was full of shotgun shells. And so I just started blowing up all the stuff in his base, and of course I can't leave because I'm in a pit now. But I just figure I'll just blow up everything in there. Now he gets mad because he realizes I'm gonna probably throw his shotgun on the ground and he'll have nothing. And I don't know, that was just a lot of fun. And then I went back and went flying jump right into his little hole again after I died again, and then I got stuck again, and I don't know, that was fun. All right, go. So that's good podcasting right there. Me rambling. You listening?
I'm glad they were hurt more in the in between time. I did something to them as well.
Oh, good. What'd you
do? So they patched up their leaky roof.
Oh, yeah.
And so I saw that, and I said, well, I have to do something else to them now. So I will build my own portion of their house in front of their door and make my own door.
That was these guys, eh?
Yep, that was those guys. Now they can't get into their house.
I saw that oh man. Oh no, this was today. I haven't seen it yet. Okay,
no,
good.
You haven't.
Good. I'm excited. I'm looking.
And I'm very happy that they put down the foundations for me.
That was nice of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That they would work for us and not even know.
Yeah.
How nice they were being. Andrew, what's been your standout, or a stand? You don't have to do the one. A standout moment from Rust so far.
Well, the first was when signing in. It's an awful game.
Yes.
The graphics are so bad. It's like playing jumped up Minecraft is what it is.
Dude, I heard the best description of it from.
Yeah, it's a caveman murder simulator.
Yeah.
2013.
Caveman murders. Yeah, at least they have the graphics to match it. Well, that was my first impression, and then when I was playing with Mr. Pax, as we know him, I was supposed to run around and try to find him, and supposedly that was supposed to be like a 3-hour adventure, and then the dude tried to kill me with a shotgun, and all I had was a rock, so I hid behind a pole, and he wasted like 5 or 6 shots trying to get me. But in this game, for some reason, whenever you go anywhere, there's a pack of wolves chasing you. I don't know what it is.
There are some
like,
choices that result in that.
No. Wolves in this game are like Zubats.
Okay.
You're just playing against Zubats. If I could catch them and train them, it would be epic. But yeah, so I was being chased by wolves, and hiding behind this thing, they decided to go after the guy who was shooting me. I guess it was something with noise. And so he's sitting there shooting all of his shotgun shells. The next thing you know, I'm not getting shot at. And so I go around the corner, and he's dead. And thankfully, he had died up on top of a rock, I guess from bleeding or something. And so I was able to get away from the wolves and get his shotgun. So I started with a shotgun and like 50 shells. But I was too sad to use it. Like I was afraid because it was pitch black out. I'd never played before. I wasn't sure what guns everybody had, so I'm running around with a rock because I don't want people to see that I have a shotgun.
Yeah.
And it took me about another 30 minutes trying to find Tristan while crouching through the rocks the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go through and do Pax's name.
Sorry.
I don't know how this is gonna work, but anyway.
It's not. We've known each other too long.
Yeah, it's true. It really is. I don't know. Anyway, I want everyone to do it. All right, so editing will be fun because I'm like putting this in the middle of your statement, but maybe I'll leave this in. It's the first episode, whatever. But I will take it. Don't worry, Tristan. I will take out Tristan.
Okay.
And I will go back over and I will say something that sounds like this. Pax. It'll be super sneaky. Seamless editing, flawless.
Seamless. Yeah,
No,
I went to school for that kind of.
Yeah, I'm really jealous of Andrew that he got to have that shotgun right away, and only that, I gave him our little hand cannon, and wherever Andrew went, there was a dead body.
I killed 3 people with that hand cannon before Jake killed me.
Jake. That sucks. I haven't been killed by anybody I know. No, I've been killed by this guy named Princess Luna, who
I thought he was our friend.
He is. He just didn't know who I was, so he just shot me. But yeah, that hand cannon, man, it is the most jankety thing on earth, but it is something you do not care if you lose. So Pax and I would run out and just maraud, just bandit. So our rule is it's our valley.
That's just what I gathered.
Yeah, he's sorry you were an unknown part of that.
I was running with him when he killed me.
That sucks so much.
I just killed the guy who killed Tristan, and then he comes around the guy.
Pax.
So he kills Pax, and then he turns and starts shooting at me. So my hand cannon magically goes off, and he kills him. I'm all happy because it's like my 3rd kill in the game. And then Jake, does he have a pseudonym? Don't say the pseudonym.
Jake
he's still Jake.
Yeah, Jake is.
Jake will be Jake. All right. So he runs around the corner and he kills me.
He's got Jake Miller design, so he's a self-employed artist type. His name has to be out there. Yeah.
Yeah, he wants people to know who he is.
All right, so.
Well,
Jake got you.
I think you killed someone else too. You killed a couple people with your hand cannon, and then
I killed the one guy with the pistol. Like he was standing out in front of his house.
The bow.
He pulled out his pistol and he started aiming at you two.
Yeah.
And I killed him with the hand cannon.
Yep.
And then somebody was chasing around Pax, and I was standing on the roof trying to snipe wolves because I didn't even have my sleeping bag yet.
Yeah.
And he started getting chased by people, and I managed to pick one off with a bow.
Those are better to shoot at than wolves. Oh man, this game is really, really bad.
They have better loot.
social experiment.
I
fun
think
time.
that you misuse the term good.
I said great. I didn't say good. I said great.
I think you misuse the term great.
Okay, so great like Frosted Flakes in that it's bad. It's full of sugar. Things are wrong with it. You shouldn't have it all the time. But when you have it, it is yummy.
But then again, Frosted Flakes are necessary for life. Like, if all you had was Frosted Flakes, you could survive for a little while. If all you had was Rust, you would be a sad individual.
Well, as far as your gaming nutrition, I think you could make it.
You're comparing this to food.
Well, yes, but
Food wins.
Yes, but you went there also, so just so it's because you were in the food realm with me. You understand, you're talking about nutrition, as far as to me, the thing that maps onto that is my entire entertainment time that I allot to games, and I wouldn't want to only have Frosted Flakes or Rust, but if I had to, as you said, I would survive. That's all I'm saying. I would make it. I would rather, throw in some. Okay, so I won't actually play. I know you will play StarCraft and Dota. I can't because I just die in those, and I've seen the guys that play really well, and it's like joining the Olympics. I just don't. I don't feel like I'm ever running. To me, I'll run a little bit. I'll play a little bit of StarCraft or Dota, but I will also just die by comparison to the guy that wins the gold in the Olympics or wins the gold in. See, I don't even know the name of the StarCraft 2 tournaments, but.
You know what's crazy is the guys that win Olympic gold, I'm sure at one point in their life are like, dude, if I ever tried to compete in the Olympics, I would just lose. And so they kept at it and eventually got that good. Everybody starts as sucking, dude.
Yeah, you're right.
I doubt that, except for the Chinese. They are bred to win. They don't know the meaning of losing.
Natural selection, right?
Or unnatural,
yeah, no,
because it's not really natural. It's just people being all like, all right, you child will be this, and you have no say.
Good old communism.
There you go.
We're
only partially racist, viewers. Only partially.
Communism isn't racist. That's ideological. We are ideological. Ists. I don't know what that is. Tristan, what is that? Pax, what is that?
What is what?
What is it to be not racist but ideological-ist?
It depends on who you ask.
Okay. Do tell.
So, you might be considered a ethnocentrist.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what I've been called when I tell people that they're wrong.
That you know your view. Okay.
Yeah. And apparently they escaped the objection, for whatever reason, and they don't know either why they aren't ethnocentrists, but they can tell people that other people are wrong and not have the charge laid against them. So I don't know. I guess they're special.
That's lucky for them. That's good.
Yeah.
And what? So is that the only one that you had at the top of your head, or you said
that's the only one I knew people would charge you with.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends.
Okay. That sounds ethnocentric. Sounds fine. So it just kind of means you're not allowing yourself to be open to other views or something.
No, it's not about allowing yourself to be open. It's saying that there's something wrong with someone else's view.
Okay. Well, then I am definitely sometimes that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Let's see. So to some, I guess, scheduled questions. What have you guys been up to, and what have you guys been playing? I guess we've touched on that already, but you can start with. You can mention Rust again. Okay. Let's start with. How did I do it last time? Andrew, then Pex, or is it the other way around?
I don't know. Does it matter?
That doesn't really
talking
matter.
About Rust for a while.
Yeah, we're probably going to do that again. Rabbit trails are all welcome in the Media Interactive, as they are fun.
Except for actual rabbits.
Yeah, well, wait. That was a good rabbit trail. All right, and maybe a little less welcome one.
I thought they were always welcome.
I know. I'm already like negating what I say. It's really bad. This
Yep.
guy is shotgunning a bunch of wolves with his pipe shotgun. Good stuff. All right. Wow. So what's up, Andrew?
What's up?
Yeah.
I've been playing League of Legends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You went down that other hole because you were in the Dota hole for quite a while. Yeah.
Yeah, I was playing a lot of Dota, but this guy I know, stopped playing Dota. And
Pax, you stopped playing Dota.
Are you slow there?
All right.
Yeah, this is kind of awful. All right, well, that guy stopped playing Dota, and he was like my lane partner, and it was fun and stuff playing with him. And then my other friend Josh, who probably would never webcast with us, but he started playing a lot of Dota with me, and we were having a great time. And then it started getting so we were in the high competitive leagues, and I don't know if you know about like the MOBA community, but people are genuine dicks. They're just straight up dicks.
This is one of the reasons that I didn't mention from before. Go ahead. I do know this.
Yeah, and so it's it's funny sometimes hearing people just lay into each other over a game and threatening to murder each other and talking about how their lives are just absolute crap. And it's interesting hearing nerds rage at each other in like their high nasally voices, because that's usually the ones who do it. But yeah, you get some funny comments that come out and they stick with you for a while, but it just grates on you on how much hate there is. And so, it gets kind of boring after a while.
Yeah.
Especially because the guys who hate start intentionally feeding, and then it just ruins the game for everybody else. It's like, oh, I didn't let you kill that one creep, so you let them kill you 6 times. Great, thanks.
Wow.
Yeah, so you end up with little things like that, and it gets annoying. Or the best is where people are convinced that you are terrible at strategy, even though you're in the same bracket that they are. It's like, hey, I'm in high platinum in League of Legends, and you don't like the fact that I get MOBA boots on a fiddlesticks. It's little things like that.
All right, so these are the things that happen when I hear someone talking about MOBAs. Somebody eventually mentions the items, and then I hear 3 or 4 things I cannot understand for the life of me.
That's why I did it. It was a misdirect because it will make the conversation. I learned to do this in IT. As soon as you start talking about something and you notice that they're glazing over, just go more and more technical, and eventually they just completely check out and you can move on to the next thing.
Oh, so are we going to the next thing?
No, I'm just messing with you.
He set you up for it, though.
It was good.
It's instinctive. It's like, I kind of want to move on to the next topic. Let's see, how can I ruin this?
It's like a chess game of the mind.
Exactly.
And it's
Except
my
I'm
mind.
really bad about chess and tell people how it's, what I'm doing. Whatever.
Yeah, don't play PAX in chess.
No, don't.
The man is, well, I don't know.
Crazy.
He was good. Are you still good at chess there, PAX?
Probably Andrew's probably better, actually.
All right.
No, I don't believe you.
Somebody's being
All right.
unnecessarily humble, but
It's PAX.
yeah, it's PAX. He does that too. That's another thing he does. Unnecessary. This person has a lot of building materials.
He does.
Hey, hang on.
Man.
My wife isn't on the call. I'm gonna see if she can place who the names that I've been saying belong to who.
Okay.
Babe, who is Pax? Nailed it. Who's Jack? Nailed it. All right. She knows who they are, and she's not even hearing the full cast.
That's cool.
So there you have it.
I know that, dude. I know. Like, it's just a layer. I understand. And I'll edit that thing I just said because anyway.
She just pointed out that she's your Steam. I just
Oh yeah,
ruined this
insider.
further.
Yeah.
I just ruined it further.
No, it's okay. Jack.
I just
name
tied
on
your pseudonames and other things to your real names. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So they're gonna lose a
Anonymity
minute.
is destroyed.
All right. Okay. Here come. Fake laugh. Ready? 1, 2. You should do it too, guys. Ready? 1, 2. No, seriously.
Huh?
You guys have to laugh now. I'm gonna come in. Oh, that'll work. All right. So I'm gonna edit with what we have there. Oh, and you're probably gonna hear me saying something about editing 5 times during this podcast. Let's see. Anything else, Matt? Or no? Do you want to tell me about your experience in the new game and why you enjoyed it?
Which new game?
The new game, the League of Legends.
Oh, it's just my entire family plays it, and so it's enjoyable to play because there's people that I can play with.
Yes. It is key, actually. That's what makes any game I've noticed is just having some human beings that you like being around
Yeah,
in life.
if you're playing with every single person that you know personally, then there's much less room for dicks.
Yep.
Except I know all dicks, so it's I wouldn't play a game with you. In other words.
I laughed pretty hard there. So, right.
Why is this guy just building so many houses?
This guy's got quite a it's all his plan seems to be I'm gonna go through a bunch of material.
He's making one of those maze houses. So he's doing the technique that if you build a flat enough house with enough rooms, people will just not want to steal your stuff.
That's too much C4 to get in everywhere, eh?
Yeah.
You should see Jake's tower, Andrew. Have you seen it actually?
Yeah, I've been in it.
That thing goes
it's up top.
up and up and up and up. No, that's his mini sniping tower. Have you been in his main on the top of?
Yeah, he's been to both.
The place.
Have I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh well, you were in the bottom of it then. Probably.
We went to the big tower at night.
Oh, okay. So you were in some dark place. That thing goes up forever. Not forever, but it feels like it. And he's got iron doors all the way up. It's ridiculous. I don't know though. What am I gonna want to put all the way up there that's that valuable that I want to go up through all those doors? Anyway.
Well, Tim decided that it's not about putting the best stuff in one place. It's about having everything scattered everywhere.
He's right. He's absolutely right. Because then, no matter how much C4 you bring, you have to pick a direction.
Yeah.
And you won't get to all the directions. That's true.
Because I don't know if you've seen any of the rating videos, but the ones where they keep it all in one place, that is really bad. Because if you have everything in one place, they take what they can and destroy everything else.
Yeah, man. And so Andrew, how do you feel about people just destroying other people's stuff in that game? Just vindictively.
There's no other point to the game.
That's true.
So that was my initial one.
What is the first thing I did to your house when we got in Terraria?
Yeah, that's true. You did start messing with my house. My house too. I know you well, and you're. I'm gonna take.
There was no one else's
apart.
house to ruin.
That's true.
Somebody needed to be sad for my enjoyment.
Is this person about to die? Oh.
This guy's a.
He's just
probably on a PvE server. Dude, what did you pick?
Building things.
What did you? This is a terrible Rust video.
I should have picked a better one. The next one's actually titled something like rating or something.
Running simulator.
Yeah. Running simulator. It's
an architecture mod. Like Gary's mod add-on. All right. Okay. What experiences from that game do you want to share, if any? The game besides Rust, the other game. What is it called?
League.
League of Legends. Yeah.
It's fun and it's competitive, and I really like competitive games. It feels kind of like playing StarCraft. You know, I can sit in the very beginning of it, and I can know what my game plan is based on what my opponent is, and I know by what minutes I need to have what items to consider myself successful, and so I can start planning out how I'm going to do the rest of the game within the first few minutes. And so it feels more like a game where I use my head than just a reactive game like this. So I'm not a big fan of first-person shooters, but I mean they have their place.
Well, see, that's the thing about Rust. All the stories I told you, I had to go, how am I going to mess with this person the best?
And I'm sure that'll be interesting. It'll be fun, but we're talking in the days and weeks of investment, not like a 2-hour
That's
game.
True. Yeah, you're right.
And so, I mean, it'll have its place. I'll probably play it here and there because I've already got it and stuff, so I may as well. And it'll be fun to build doors around people's houses and turn their stash into a maze that they can't get to their own door. But that'll be fun. But, it's just... It's a longer investment than a game of League of Legends.
I agreed, yeah. And they talk about League of Legends and Dota as being these huge time sinks. But you're right. By comparison, this is actually much more of a time sink.
Well, the difference between it is you sit down for a League of Legends game and you're committed for a half hour to 45 minutes. And if you leave, people report you and that it affects you in the game. You lower rating. There's nothing you can do about it. Rust, you get on 15 minutes later, you have to sign off. You didn't really get very far, but you can still sign off without affecting anything, you know?
You're right. That is. I guess it's another nuance. Like, so you're saying, yeah, it takes longer to get something done, but you can stop playing. And that, for me, I've got a kid, so I kind of have to have. That's a big thing. Actually, now that you said that, that's actually the main reason that I don't play Dota and League is because if the kid starts crying, I gotta stop playing, and I don't like ruining other people's games because they're stuck there for an hour also, you know, and they're stuck there with me feeding or whatever it is that happened, or just nothing. Nothing can be one of the worst things I can do.
I just finished my bottle of absinthe.
Okay. So, good job. So, what else besides absinthe have you been doing?
Nothing worthwhile.
So, you absinthe and League of Legends. All right.
Absinthe, League of Legends, work. Let's see. What else is going on it? Dude, Wii U is an amazing system. I really like the Wii U. It's a
you
lot
grabbed
of fun.
one of those. Oh,
Yeah.
hey, welcome, Star. We are currently online.
My wifey bear, as she will forever be known on this podcast. I probably shouldn't call her that. My distinct wife, who is a excellent
Say
individual.
distinct?
My distinct wife. She's very unique, and so she's distinct.
Unique. Okay.
Yeah. She is the only one that I know of wives that I have.
Understood.
That
Yes.
you know of.
that I know of.
Any other accident wives?
Hey, I just finished a bottle of absinthe. Who's saying the things I don't know?
Surprise wives.
Right.
Okay.
I got very distorted looks. No, this is for the sake of podcast. Maybe. I just got in trouble, guys.
Not that much trouble.
Not really. I'm not in trouble. No.
That's cool.
All right, well, done with that conversation. What was I even talking about? Things I've been up to. Work and video games. And I was about to say something cool and completely forgot about it. But assured, it was the coolest thing ever.
All right, we're going to give that point to you. Coolest
Cool.
thing ever goes to you.
And we just lost our
yeah.
dude. Where'd it go?
I don't know.
He abandoned us.
What's pseudonym so I don't mess it up? Because I'm gonna mess it up
He
later.
doesn't have one.
I think he's
Have one?
just Jason.
Yeah,
or
he's
Jason.
Star, whatever.
Star, yeah, probably Star.
Star would probably be best. And I will mess with the J word there. All right. Edit. Blah. Unnatural.
Why are we always ending it in a laughter? Why
Because I figure if I'm gonna take something out, I want people to think they missed a joke. So Pax,
Yeah.
what have you been up to? What games have you been, games and or life things have been going on for you?
Well,
I'm sorry, Andrew. Did you finish? I did not mean to, because you said you had something really awesome to say. Maybe.
Dude, I completely forgot what I was even talking about. So
All
we
right.
may as well move on.
If
I think it
comes
was
to
the
you-
absinthe.
It's still the absinthe.
Yeah, I think that was the awesome thing that.
Yeah,
It was absinthe and rust and
Dude, it's like literally drinking Good and Plenty's. Like that is what absinthe. It's like drinking candy without all the sugar. It's miraculous.
well, cool. I actually do like black licorice. So,
Dude, so
Oh.
good. I'm serious.
all right, I'll have to try this. I've heard something weird like absinthe is not legal. Or am I thinking of something else?
No. Okay, there's different things about it, but you can get legal absinthe.
Okay.
This one's legal and has wormwood. It's the good stuff.
There you go.
Oh,
It's the good stuff. That's all. That's the important part.
I wanted it to be the good stuff, so now I know. So vicariously, I've had the good stuff, and soon I shall actually have the good stuff. What was the name of this brand? In case they're listening and they want to advertise with us later. Joke.
I don't know. It's one of those tiny bottles that one of the like.
He doesn't know what he puts in his mouth, guys.
I know.
I found it
My
under the car. It looked yummy,
Some guy said that this was absinthe.
and then it was legal.
Darn it, I'm looking at the bottle.
He told me it was legal, guys. He said it's the legal kind, and then I knew it was because he told me.
It's a word that's not in English, and I don't want to embarrass myself, but it's
All
that
right.
and then traditions, and then it's absinthe.
Okay.
And it's
This guy's
absinthe for
code
fine,
isn't
110.
9999.
All right, it's
Go ahead.
SAVEUR.
Okay. Right on.
Savor Traditions.
Savor
My
traditions.
gosh.
Yeah, well, that's
That's
why we
a
have
foreign
wives.
language, all right.
That's why we have our wives.
Woohoo! All
Just,
right. Reading's
Pax.
hard.
Pax. Does
In
not.
my defense, it was like
He knows
3
words,
font
so.
writing.
Yep.
Is that Pax? Is that why you're not married yet?
Dude, is there a
you know
plane on
words?
Rust?
Wait.
Whoa. Yeah.
What was it? All right. What was the question?
Yeah, there's airdrops that come from the sky, and to Pax. This is one of the reasons that I think maybe you're not married yet. It just happens that you don't need somebody to help you learn to speak the English language like Andrew and I do. That might be a lot of it.
That might be a lot of it.
Yeah. The crutch for filling out checks and whatnot, it's not as required for you. Crutch man.
I think Star is trying really hard to like join us somehow. And
Let me re-invite here and see if maybe that helps.
he's probably having problems with his microphone again, or some other technical problem. And yeah, what Matt does, Andrew, is he just throws a video on, and he's like, "Hey, watch the video and do what it says." And oh, there he is.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Hey,
Alright.
welcome. So Pax's name is Pax, Andrew's name is Andrew, and I'm Jack again. And this is Jason. He did not get a chance to introduce himself. Jason, you got anything you want to say about yourself?
No, not much. I just got off of Command and Conquer, so
That's
I just got caught up. So
a good thing to be caught up in, man.
regular guy.
Command and Conquer. Which one, dude?
Well, I literally have them all
Yeah,
on my computer now.
he called me. He told me about. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, dude. I was playing Generals 0 Hour.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I did a little Command and Conquer 3. I haven't played Command and Conquer 4 yet. I haven't played Red Alert 3. But I'll get around to it.
Dude, the original Red Alert, that game was mind-blowing.
I have that one
Yeah,
too.
man.
On Origins for $9.99, you can buy all 17 titles.
Dang.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't pass it up.
That's pretty darn good.
It is.
All right. Let's see. Andrew has been doing some League of Legends and what else, man? Oh, and Absinthe. He had
Yeah.
Savor Tradition is the name of the absinthe bottle. That was, in fact, legal absinthe, we think. So you know what's
Hey,
up with.
I bought it at the store here, all right? So it's legal.
Oh, at the store.
Oh,
Okay.
at the store. Okay.
We
I
thought you found
imagine
it
some
under that.
dude having a bottle being like, "Hey, this is the good stuff."
Just because he had it in his trench coat does not mean that it's illegal.
It
Okay.
actually, I think that's what that means.
Or is that the definition of illegal? A man with a trench coat.
It's pretty much, even if it's completely legal, like it could be.
Man, our legal system would be so much easier.
This guy's chopping a bunny. I've never seen a bunny.
I've
You
seen
have?
one.
I've never
Yeah.
seen a bunny.
I
Okay.
touched it with my rock. I petted it.
Oh, that was nice of you.
Yeah.
Did you get any chicken out of it?
Well,
What the
I
heck?
think it didn't like my petting and it ran away.
Oh, see, that's not a very polite.
Well, it was dark too, and I might have petted it in the wrong area, and it didn't
Oh.
like it.
That's a bad direction to take it.
Well,
how about you start talking about what games you've been playing?
Well, I
And-
was playing Rust, and I was
Okay.
touching a bunny inappropriately with a rock.
Way to hang on to it.
I never knew stores had it in them.
I did the best I could to get Pax off of the touching of the bunny, and then he goes right back to it. Okay, and I'm proud of you. That was
I'm gonna
amazing.
keep my eye on you, Pax.
All right, Pax.
Probably don't want to.
So let's go into that. Is Rust the only game you've been playing? Like,
No,
last week?
I've been playing. I played some Risk of Rain.
Right.
That's a very enjoyable game to me.
So talk about why.
Well, I like the idea, the rogue element that they have in it. Like, you know, you
Lose
gotta
Lose
you
it all.
gotta
you
win.
die. Yeah.
You either win or you die. So
Yeah.
it's
Start over.
And then the other thing about it is it's pretty challenging, and challenging games like tend to be fun, depending on what the challenge is. I guess I don't know. Usually, old school games are more enjoyable in terms of difficulty.
Dude, you were crazy good at Metal Slug. I remember watching you play that game for hours.
I love Bullet Hell, but I'm terrible at it. I could see Pax getting his mind around that and just loving it. But so, and what do you like the few like progression things that they do have?
Yeah, like it's pretty cool that they have unlocks. Like
Yeah.
even if you fail, you've done something.
Yeah.
Usually, and it scales pretty well too. So like in the beginning, you suck or whatever, but you're gaining a lot of stuff, and then later on, hopefully you're better by that time, and the upgrades come a little bit more slowly. So it's a pretty good scale, at least in my experience. I don't know, maybe people suck or something.
Have you played Faster Than Light?
I have not.
Yeah.
That game
one.
is awesome. It's one of those scaling really difficult games
Yeah.
where you're not. Sometimes it's straight up impossible for you to win
Yeah.
based on the jumps you
Yeah, it's true.
Yep.
Yeah. Actually, that happens in Risk of Rain too. Every now and then you'll get into a serious bottleneck because you get these drops and you've got that ticker going up all the time, right?
Yeah.
And if you get the wrong drops and the ticker's too high, man, it's probably over.
Yep. GG.
Yeah. FTL is great, by the way. I'm glad you brought that in.
Great
Andrew.
game.
That's-
So much
That
fun.
has much less scaling, like progression than almost any other roguelike I know of. Some Dark Souls. Actually, no, even Demon Souls and Dark Souls, they probably have more progression because you can go back. Anyway, that was cool. Did you guys like that big voice crack I just did there?
Yeah.
Oh, loved it.
It was like
So-
I was 13.
So how many times have you guys beat FTL?
Okay, so I got all the way to the end one time, and I
Okay.
did not beat it, and I cried, gave up, and I haven't played it again,
Okay.
just because other good games came. I would have gone back to it, but I just,
Oh, okay.
not because I'm against it, the other good games. Andrew,
Alright.
go.
I've beaten it. The game, it kind of doesn't matter how many times you beat it because you don't always beat it. It's kind of the stuff up to it. But I've beaten it somewhere in the neighborhood of 25, 30 times
Okay.
with different ships.
Right,
Some of the
right.
ships I haven't beaten it yet, and I would like to go back and try and beat it with those ships, but it's really, really hard. Like one of them you start with, like, dies if it gets hit like 3 or 4 times, has no shields, and has stealth to start. So it's really hard to actually beat the game with it.
Right.
But if you play perfectly and get the good stuff in the very beginning, the ship is the best. And
Okay.
so it's difficult scaling and frustrating, but it's a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Have you guys done the Rogue Legacy at all?
I've done some of that. Yeah.
Oh, is that the one where whenever you die, you play as your descendant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That game looks awesome.
It is freaking great. I turned over that one. I maxed out, and I went New Game Plus on it. I maxed it out again, and I went New Game Plus on it, and like now I'm up to 3+, and the guys have gotten in stupid hard. Now I can't play it. I plus too fast the last time. I just ran through the bosses again.
Yeah.
+2, and +3 is way too hard. Like I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. So now I can't play my save, but I played it till I couldn't play it. That was a good game.
So Andrew, a question about FTL.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I saw there's Type A and Type B. What does that mean?
You unlock Type A by doing specific achievements and stuff like that, and so that's the ship you unlock by doing that. Then there is there's 4 separate achievements that you can get with each ship. Like some of them are kill a ship in your first 2 barrages, and that's an achievement that you get with one of the ships. And so it's pretty hard to get. You kind of have to change the way you would normally play it to get the
Yeah.
achievements.
Right.
Once you get 3 of 4 of the achievements, you unlock the B version of the ship, which is the same model ship, but you start with either different weapons loaded on the ship, or you start with different crew members, or you start with like hardened shield as opposed to the regular shields.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, I gotta admit that looked pretty interesting when we saw it when you were playing it last time there. Me and
Pax.
Soldier Packs were hanging out. We were eating pho, and I was like, dude, this with that game. You play it, and I know you said it was addicting, and given the nature of how it looked. Now, mind you, I don't really like to judge games on how they look, but I was like, well, if he says it's addicting, I might just have to check it out. It just, at the very least, I would say it looks interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would definitely, I would have to go with you on that one because, what you're saying, the comprehensiveness of, multiple varieties, or I know that's redundant, but the varieties of different things, it's pretty dope. But you know what, you're gonna have to put a podcast or something on that yourself later on, so I could watch you, because I don't want to play it going in blind. Obviously, you're expert, but
there is a professional caster that did 48 hours straight of playing the game and casted it like on release.
Oh my God.
Day 9 did it. And so if you go to his channel, he's got some stuff on there. I watch the crap out of his stuff. It's good stuff. But what's awesome about it is each game, it has a built-in end to it because you're being chased through the star system that you're going through. So you have to complete each star system within like 15 jumps or less and less numbers. And so by the time you make it to the very end, you've only been playing for like 20, 25 minutes. But you want the game to go on so much longer because you're finally getting your ship epic and everything, but you have to engage the mothership when your hull's at half and 3 of your lasers aren't working because you can't power them. And it's like, oh, if I get one more jump, I lose. And so it's one of those games that's really frustrating that way, but since it has a built-in thing that makes the game end so quick, it allows you to just play it over and over and over again without worry. And the fact that you can pause the game and walk away from it and save and leave and come back exactly where you were, it's pretty simple to get into.
See, simplicity of design, always a key factor in any successful and or strong foundation.
Yeah.
Look at Mario. All you do is jump.
Did you touch on anything else, Pax, this past week?
So let's see. I played a little bit of Assassin's Creed.
The new one?
Wow.
Not the new one, actually. Since I had that sale on Steam, I got all the ones I haven't played, and so I'm going to go through them chronologically.
I'm all the way up to Black Flag. I'm obsessed with Assassin's Creeds.
Yeah, I'm really happy for you. Are you? That's an interesting. Like, you are experiencing it for the first time then?
I've beaten Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. That was the last one I beat. So I have Revelations.
That's
Assassin's
the first one where you get your town, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That was a good game.
So Revelations, Assassin's Creed 3, and then Black Flag.
Oh,
So I got 3 games to go.
Hey, Pax, which is the one you played at my house?
That was I played.
Was it 3?
No, it was 2
It was
and Brotherhood. No, it was 2. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say I think you only played 1.
No, it was 2. Yeah.
Okay,
Assassin's Creed 2.
it was the one with Ezio. I don't
Yeah.
know if he's in more than one of them. But
That was the first one with Ezio.
Okay.
So you played 3 as well?
No.
No. Okay, cool, man. Yeah, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, 3 is awesome.
You got some fun in front of you. I've actually got Andrew's copy of 3. I just picked it up and looked at it. We're getting good memories.
Have you guys played Last of Us?
I have not.
Dude, I've heard nothing but greatness from that about
Exactly.
that. It's
Dude.
I've heard like rumors of nominations for Game of the Year, all that stuff.
It got most people's, like, on other places where I listen and whatever. It got a lot of other shows. Like, the guy's personal Game of the Years, like,
Yeah.
almost hands down.
I've thought about laying it down and going and buying that, but I haven't done it because I'm a bum.
I just feel like it's gonna be.
It's really good.
They just came out with DLC.
The gameplay for it isn't the best. Like, don't pick it up because you want an amazing gameplay. Pick it up because the storyline is freaking ridiculous.
And
Like,
that's what I heard too. The story is like, boom.
the characters are just so good, and like the zombies that they have in that are ridiculously believable. And the
Hookers?
way they do the story, like, you're actually freaking terrified of the zombies all the way through.
Yeah, that's Andrew's saying everything that I've heard, and man, yeah, it's just making me want to get it more.
Play the game on hard. You'll hate yourself, and you will die so many times. But it's a zombie game. You have to die a million times in order for it to feel like a zombie game.
Go and hate yourself and have fun doing it.
I've talked about this before, but man, you and your brother, Andrew, got me into playing games on hard, and I rue you. I'm so mad at you, but I can't do it any other way now. I tried to. So there are some games that you cannot play on hard. You just can't. At least not the first several hours.
The first time.
Yeah, but they're rare and few and far between. I play every game.
Really hard to start the first time.
Yes.
On hard,
my god.
But
I died
it
so
was so
many times.
rewarding as soon as you got to the point where you could take them all down on hard.
Like
it was
just
amazing.
the very beginning when you're fighting the Joker, I couldn't get through that first 4 fights without dying and dying and dying.
It took me like an hour to get through it all.
Yeah, man, me too. That's all I did. Was like, that was my first play was to not get through the Joker.
Yep.
I sat down, got it, and yeah, I got Arkham City. And the Joker. Why? Because of Andrew and his brother. And so I sat down and played Sid Meier's that way. Do not play Sid Meier's games that way. Just don't. It will crush your soul.
Side note on Faster Than Light, I've never beaten the game on normal. It has normal and easy, and I can only beat it on easy so far.
So, yeah. Okay, I feel a lot better because I've only played on normal. All right.
Yeah, it's that ridiculous. Like I was reading some online forum stuff, and people were saying, play it on normal after you've unlocked a bunch of ships and you understand the different campaigns that you could go into, and you know what each possible thing is, because normal on that game is insane.
That's the same thing with Sid Meier's. If you play Civilization or XCOM or whatever, you are going to be in pain if you try to play that on his crazy extreme mode. And actually, I've watched a couple streams where guys are trying to play it on full-on hard, and they'll just be, oh, nope, this isn't going to work, and they have to get out. They just have to get a good placement, like in Civ 5, where nobody can get to them. They can bottle up the hole or whatever and hope they don't get naval. And by the way, they can get naval for no reason because Sid Meier's is making it completely unfair on the hard modes. It's called Immortal for a reason, you know. It's called Impossible for a reason.
What is your worst experience with games that are way too hard based on settings? Like, even if it's just the game being unfair and broken, what is your worst, most unfun experience with games?
Sudoku.
Oh, that's a good one.
Sudoku.
That's straight up unfair.
One word. Done. Sudoku.
So, more specifically,
I
video
hate crosswords.
Video games, come on. Freaking facts.
Wait, is this all our lives or just current?
I'll start so you guys kind of get an idea.
Yeah, give us the frame.
But playing XCOM, the new XCOM that came out, on the hardest difficulty, the one that you unlock after beating it, and playing it with the marathon mode so that it's extra long, and playing it so that it's a rolling save. The game saves every second that you're playing it, so you can never load back that shot. That is the most frustrating experience I've ever had with a game, because you have a 99% chance to miss or hit with all of your characters, and they all miss, and then you lose your sniper, who's the most valuable. That game caused me so many sleepless nights.
I hated that game by the time I beat it, and I didn't want to play it anymore. And they gave me a harder mode, and I was just like, no. And they've come out with a couple of DLCs, and there's
one DLC and then a first-person shooter DLC. The DLC where you can genetically modify your guys and stuff is amazing, but the first-person shooter one is it's all right.
Aren't those two different games?
They are.
Okay. I was really confused. Like, wait.
They both are called XCOM. They're both in the same vein, and they both released at the same time, so it looked like they were DLCs. Yeah. But both of them are completely separate games. Even the one where it's where you have like robots and alien augmentations onto your shooters, it's the same game as the normal XCOM, but they've added more missions, more storyline, and complete new upgrades for your units, and it changes the balance of the game. So they added more aliens. So
you have played that one?
Yeah, I've played it all the way through several times.
Okay, and have you done the first-person one at all?
Yeah, I'm all the way to the very end on it, and it's just not. I'm not as motivated to beat it.
I've heard people saying that it just wasn't as fun as they hoped it'd be. I saw that.
I wanted it to be typical XCOM, and it just wasn't.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
But I asked you guys a question, and I just finished
Yeah.
answering mine, so now we
Okay.
got to roll through it. And so I'm just going to take a look, and I'm going to call you guys in order. Jack, go for it, man. What's your worst experience?
Let's see. I don't know. Worst is always a hard one, but I will say a hard situation that I've been in has got to be, like I was almost starting to talk about it already, was Sid Meier's, but in this case, Civilization 5. I just assumed I could play it on Immortal God mode or whatever it is, and he's got eight or nine different difficulty levels in this game, and I decided to take it off the middle one and put it all the way to the top, and I just figured I'd pick it up, and I figured, man, I put 3-5 hours at a time into that game and never got anywhere, just beating my head against the wall. I would look at like strategies and on and on. And so I just essentially said, you know what, I'm now going to sell this game and buy a new game. I called it I traded it in my head for normal, the new game. I played that game, and that game's actually a lot more fun than the game I was playing before. That was just, it was painful. I was making my wife mad because I was always pissed off.
Game ruins marriages.
It really wasn't helping marriage. It was making it not fun for her. Yeah, man, I was stalking around the house all pissed off and Civilization 5 on Impossible, or I don't even remember the name. I don't want to remember the name. The top mode part.
Gotcha.
What about you? Or what's your next one in your order there?
The next one I've got is Mr. Bane.
All right, Bane.
Is that me?
Yeah, that's you, Jason.
Okay. Well, it's not a new game. And this is only because I go back to it as a kid. I did it once, and I was like, you know what? This ain't even worth it. And a little nostalgia, a little cheesiness, but I'm gonna have to say the original and the follow-up sequel, Doom and Doom 2. That nightmare mode was just... I gave up. I threw my controller in the air. I was like, I'm out. I'm like, I can't do this.
That bad.
I don't know, maybe it's because I was so young, or maybe I just wasn't that good at it. But man, that would probably be the bane of my gaming experience back in the day up till now. Because I tend to take very much the samurai training way approach of gaming, and like samurai archers will practice like a foot in front of their target all day, every day, and just hit the bullseye all day. So I'll play a game on easy, and then when I'll play it on hard, it's not as bad. I know it sounds probably cheesy or whatever, but yeah, that's my little thing.
So the original Dooms, huh?
Yeah, that nightmare mode, there was actually a lot of different difficulties, but the hardest one was that nightmare mode. It was like one hit and you're dead by anything.
Yeah.
And you couldn't look up, you can't look down.
What?
Remember in the original?
Oh, you're talking the original. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, man.
I thought they took away the option for a second.
No.
Were those like gameplay like the original Wolfenstein 3D, where you got your like shifty eyes dude down in the middle and he's all like
dude.
walking around?
Oh yeah.
All right.
I remember watching your father playing that game.
32X, man.
Yeah, man.
I had it on.
What about you, Mr. Pax?
I guess the one that comes to mind is Shinobi.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I believe it was the first 3D Shinobi that came out. That was the one. And I played it on the hardest difficulty, and I got to the final level and just could not beat the game, no matter how hard I tried.
Was it anything like Ninja Gaiden?
It was similar in concept, at least. But I would call it more technical.
Really?
Yeah. It was less open worldy or whatever. Like it wasn't as nice looking, but everything was more precise.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So the original Shinobis, huh?
And-
First
alright,
3D one, anyway.
What was it that Do you remember the details of what?
Yes, I know what happened.
Okay.
Okay, so what ended up happening is for some reason, I don't know why this was, and I hate games that have this now, probably because of Shinobi, is if you don't kill something, you start dying. And for whatever reason, there wasn't enough things to kill, or I couldn't kill them fast enough in the final level. So I would die because of its little timer of,
Yeah.
oh, you haven't killed anything, so guess what, you're dying.
And all you wanted to do was kill things.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't give you anything to kill.
Yep.
How old were you, by the way?
Ish.
I'm not back into the exact date.
I had to have been, I think I was in high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's I think some of my most of my gaming happened at around that age.
Yeah.
My early gaming. That's actually we can do that. But get everyone. Yeah, on that question we got everyone. I wanted to do this little piece of news. The way I want to do arguments or like discussions about things is to kind of present both sides of things as much as we can. Obviously, stuff's going to come up. We'll have to add it to a pro or con list. But yeah, I want to put pros and cons, for or against, whatever the statement about the thing we're talking about. And today's thing that I found in the news. It's pretty old news actually now comparatively, but to us it can be new. Here we go. So the news says that the company that owns Candy Crush Saga has been making many millions of dollars off this game. Like I believe almost crazy amounts a day, right? They have gone out and copyrighted the word candy. So now if anybody makes a game with the word candy in it, for instance, Candyland, and puts it on either software, any kind of shirts or whatever, or I think so merchandising and software. That's the realm that they copyrighted. Candy. Nobody can use the word candy in a game now. So you might be already getting my position. See, I'm trying not to do that in my tone of voice. But okay, so the big argument for it is that they're trying to protect their name against people that are trying to come in and make like little piddling games that have the name Candy just to like just to further their own cause, you know, just to make a little money off of essentially that other person's fame. And obviously, again, I'm being biased. The argument against them doing that, I think, is I don't know how to articulate it really. I'll give it one shot here. It feels a little bit ridiculous to take the word any word like candy. They could have taken Candy Crush. That makes sense to me. But to take candy and try to trademark that it seems like they're reaching. And I think that somebody else can probably articulate that con argument a little bit better than me. So I'm going to give up the mic now.
Well, everybody's been to like a restaurant where they have their own unique version of the happy birthday song because it's been copyrighted, and they get a chunk of it, and you have to pay these two little old ladies $1 billion every time you want to sing a happy birthday song in your restaurant. And so they all come up with their own individual songs. It's ridiculous. Everybody knows the happy birthday song. People sing it in their own homes. Like, yeah, I'm very much against any sort of trademark of things that are common. Like, I mean, trademarking a word, even like something in the spoken language, is just retarded. Like, how can you trademark a word? Unless, like, Google is an invention of a word, you know? Like, Yahoo is an invention of a word. Like, trademark those. But if you're going to take existing words, existing diction within a language, claim it's yours, and then trademark it, that word has been out longer than your company. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just stupid.
Okay. And then people have argued also that Candy Crush is really just, I believe, Peggle? No, Bejeweled. It's essentially Bejeweled.
Yeah.
Which is like completely a rip-off themselves. Okay, so that's another con, I guess. Anyone else want to weigh in before we completely, like, decide, I guess?
Well,
I don't think you're going to get any people that agree that we should
Well, let's
allow
see.
trademarks of candy.
Let's see if we're surprised by Pax here. Go ahead, Pax.
I think Mr. Bain was actually the one talking there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, I cut you off, dude.
oh,
no, I was gonna say, well, I mostly agree with Andrew. I'm sorry, yeah, Andrew.
I go by Andrew. It's okay. You don't
Okay.
have to call me Bacon, which should be my
Okay.
pseudonym.
I call you
I mean-
bacon in my mind.
I don't think Candy Crush has just become the staple, but people get addicted to the game. You hear the name, but you play the game.
yeah.
And I've heard Candy Crush a million times. I never played it.
I'm scared to.
And I agree with Andrew in the sense, but in the whole world of capitalism and making money, I get it is just a basic rip-off of a million and one games that have already existed since the 80s. This is going back to like Tetris, the whole stack and build whatever. It's a derivative, but I don't know what it costs to make the game, or if they're just trying to be greedy,
Yeah.
or they just because there's a lot of biters. It wouldn't be hard to copy and make a game similar to Candy Crush and throw the word candy in there and think fool someone into thinking it's from the makers, or it's like Candy Crush or something like that. So yeah, so I get the sense that they're trying to protect themselves like that, but yeah, no, I agree with Andrew mostly. It's just like, really, where do you end? I mean, where's it gonna stop?
Yeah.
Copyrighted name Candy.
Okay. And then, all right, and Pax, how do you feel, man? Or what are
Well-
you thinking?
So isn't it a symptom of a deeper issue of,
Go.
like Andrew was saying, copywriting a common use word. But not only that, getting straight what copyright laws are, or the ethics of copyright. That's the bigger issue, and that's why Candy Crush is the problem, is because of that deeper issue.
Okay. So, all right. Can you say that again?
So the sort of repulsion you feel in regards to they're copywriting candy seems to betray that there's a problem with copyright in general.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
So-
think you're getting right to it. I think.
So I think that would be the bigger issue, and of course we're talking about Candy Crush, but to really explore where that goes, you would have to talk about copyright and how that actually works, and what copyright makes sense, and also like Jason brought up, capitalism too. Are there things in capitalism that kind of promote it and are destructive in certain ways? At least
I agree.
ostensibly so.
That was, as I heard, actually, when I was hearing Jason say a few things that made me think of capitalism right away. He said, "Is it greedy? Well, is greed altogether bad for the economy? Maybe it's
Right.
bad. Is it bad for people? Maybe is another question."
Right.
Yeah. It could be that they're just, their hearts are in the right place, but their minds are totally somewhere else. I mean, what if it was your game?
Exactly. That's how we have to argue.
Kind
this.
of
We
look
have
at
to
it that
look at
way.
both
I
sides.
mean, you would want to protect it too, but I mean, I'm sure no matter what you would want to do, you wouldn't want to be a jerk. But
Yeah, I mean, their lawyers are probably, and this is something people have been saying too. Their lawyers are probably telling them that you got to do this if you want to keep this trademark. Because I guess what happens is you put in a trademark and you have to defend it. If the trademark people won't do anything for you. You have to send out a bunch of cease and desist letters in every direction every time you see a candy crop up. Like very recently, a bunch of people have been doing so. They've been getting these letters a lot. People had to change their names. One guy was able to fight it. He was like, "Well, but I was already making this game before Candy Crush came out, or I already had it out before Candy Crush came out." So they let him keep Candy, but he had to he's not allowed to make another Candy game. He's just doing what Candy Crush are doing what their lawyers tell him. Why? I guess the choice to pick Candy at all to me is kind of a big grab. I think that's the part that I think throws me. Is like, so you went for Candy. Like, I get protecting your brand. I get that. That makes sense. In a capitalistic society, that's what you do. That's the way you make more money later. Don't get your profits going off in another direction.
I almost thought you were going to say, don't get your profits in a bunch.
Don't do that.
Yeah, you try not to get your profits in a bunch. Actually, I think you want to get them in a bunch, don't you? Like, all at once.
No. Separated over years so it's not as taxable.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want your profits
Diversify
in a
your
bunch.
funds, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it depends on your next how liquid you want to be. We're gonna get right down to that. So, you have a venture.
You're
coming
so
up
liquid, you're gaseous.
Now we went into science. Like we were in economics for a second.
I
Which
didn't
is a
make
science,
sense.
but
Don't worry about it.
no, it was neat. I want to go there. Actually, let's work that out. So liquid, you're gaseous. Go.
I
Talk to me
really
about
don't think we should work this out.
that. Into the
Yeah,
rabbit hole.
I think that's a bad idea.
Chemistry.
This is
Killing a rabbit.
Okay, good job.
Killing the rabbit hole. All right.
You should
Okay.
just let my terrible jokes go, dude. There's just going to be a lot of them.
Hey.
Well,
No.
So
Go.
I think this might actually be more on you, Andrew, in learning that if you throw those things out there, Jack is going to grab onto them.
Because I need something, man.
I'm kind of entertained by his efforts.
I
It's
know.
the real issue.
I agree, man.
See how he grabs this.
Yeah,
What will
I
this
totally
do?
see that too.
Like poking.
Let's
like
see what happens when I do this.
Experimentation on the
Alright.
Jack. On the Jack. The Jack in the
Poor
cave.
Jack.
Yeah, poor man.
Hey man, I'm
So-
fine. You experiment all you need to.
Write a report when you're done.
Yeah, just get back to me on what you find.
We should
My wife
plan
wants
one
to
of
know.
these where we all get on and cast with him as well, but all of us just go dark at the same exact time for like 10 minutes just to see what would happen.
That's terrible.
That would be great.
We all abandoned. Like, well, I guess I lost everybody.
hold on. Let me do some fake.
Wait, are we
laughing.
going dark as in like you guys leave, or going dark as in
No,
like
no,
you
just-
go real evil on me?
We all just stop talking. We just
see,
stop talking.
I think you guys should probably all start messing with me at the same time, like in a coherent, planned out way that I don't know is happening, and then
You know
Like,
what? I didn't understand either.
you got to go dark.
Jack. I've been gaming with you so much. I thought when he said went dark, I'm like, does he mean go evil?
That's what I thought he meant.
Cast the spell?
Yeah, let's talk about stabbing
I'm
babies.
talking Fable. You're growing horns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would do that in Rust, Andrew. I would stab babies.
I'm
You'd
so glad
probably
there's
try to harvest them afterwards.
no babies. in
Sick
this
man.
game.
I would want to make a type of baby flesh.
All right, so let's go to that. So Tristan, Mr. Pax, you've been playing this game, Rust, and you had a thought about it that you wanted to get into, as far as it being kind of a social, the funny social things that go on in it.
Oh well, it's interesting that people will try and look at this and see try and see some of real life reflection in what's going on in it. And I mean, I don't know about you, but as far as the majority of gamers, I think in general, sure there might be some real life reflection, but by and large, you're working within different parameters than real world parameters. So your actions aren't necessarily reflecting, a real life mindset or whatever.
Yeah.
Another problem with it is everyone has played Counter-Strike. Everybody has played some first-person shooter, and everybody has gotten the thrill of killing like 15 people in like a single killing spree. Unless you're terrible at games, in which case you're probably not even listening to this cast anyway. But everybody's trying to relive that moment, and you give somebody a M1, and you know if you go randomly around, there's going to be the dude spawning, and all he has is a rock. You're going to want to kill the guy with a rock.
Or
You've got a shotgun.
But
or you could be Pax, and all you have is a rock. And you see a guy in
With
a
a
house.
gun. And
a
your
gun.
first thought is, oh my gosh, I can use this rock to get a gun.
I'm gonna trade up.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna shame the crap out of this guy.
And it doesn't matter if you die, you just respawn with another rock.
Yeah, you get a free rock. Rocks are free. You know, if they made you work for a rock, I wonder if you'd care more about it. Like, I found a rock. Finally, I can fight now.
Dude, they should let me hit people with a torch.
Oh, absolutely. That's
Yeah.
fire.
Yep.
All these structures are made of wood. All right.
No, except for the metal ones,
Yeah,
which aren't
well,
made of wood.
but that's how you. that's
Well
what I'm-
done there.
Metal is not.
I'm
wood.
getting to that. I'm getting to the metal. Structure.
Metal-
That would make
metal
the
is
metal
not
more useful.
wood.
Thank you. Now I know. If you could burn structures with just a torch, how much more valuable would a metal structure be? You know.
Yeah.
So they should make it so you had to get a torch if they were going to let you burn things with the torch. If
Yeah.
everybody started with a torch, then how unvaluable would the wood structures be?
You should start with a shovel, and you should have to dig up petroleum, and you should get chased by dinosaurs.
I think what you're getting at is that there are some crafting aspects you don't enjoy in games.
I hate crafting. I just want to be handed the gun, and I want
Less
to shoot the
crafting, more
guy.
dinosaurs. I'm with Andrew.
Yeah,
So
man.
Just play Turok, guys.
We did. We would still play it if you guys didn't get Rust.
Oh man, there is a dinosaur game out there, but it's got crafting.
Okay, have you guys heard of Godus?
God, I have it.
Yeah, Goddess?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one for my wife. It's a cool game.
Okay, so do you know about? I was reading this thing on IGN, and it was an interview with the maker of it.
Are you
And,
talking about the overall
Molyneux.
god?
Huh?
Are you talking about the
Molyneux.
overall god?
I guess.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you finish. Sorry, I'm gonna stop interrupting and being that guy.
His name's Peter Molyneux.
Yeah. Right. And he was talking about how he sees it as a really interesting social experiment because eventually people making their little islands and their worshippers or whatever, their lands are going to meet at some point. And then the people are going to have an option. Are their little factions going to go to war, or are they going to like coexist, or is one faith going to be subsumed under another? And he's really interested to see what happens. And his prediction, which is really interesting, given that we've been playing Rust, which is a similar kind of a social experiment.
Yeah.
And he thinks that it's going to reflect something like a real-world society of pluralism, where you're going to have a bunch of people being peaceful with one another and different faiths coexisting peacefully.
Right.
And when I look at Rust, I see most gamers not doing that.
Yeah.
He's got another aspect though to his game that's different about the social experiment, like I was mentioning earlier.
Yeah.
He gives a percentage of the proceeds that the game earns every month to the top god, and the way you get that is every month end there's going to be like when you play the game. They already nominated one for the very beginning of it. But the person who had the highest population in the very beginning was offered this position where he gets to be the top god, and he actually gets to make global rules that everybody else has to follow by. So it could be either that your peasants only work 8 hours a day, so you can't make them work for certain hours in your gameplay, and so that gets frustrating, or that your peasants actually get to sleep 1 day a week or something like that. And so they get to make all these rules that apply to the other gods, as well as getting the income from the game, because he has to make all these in-game choices.
Right.
At the end of the month, he can be challenged by a god. Like the top god of the realm gets the option to challenge him. If he doesn't want to, the next person does, and then so on and so forth. And basically what happens is his goddess realm goes to war with the other goddess realm. And the winner of that gets to be the god for the next area, and so they get to start doing it. So if you coexist with another people, you get all of their worship towards you as well. So you essentially double your chances of being that top god. So a lot of people are going to try to be more powerful, so they actually have that option. Whereas if you go to war, it depletes your numbers, depletes your worship, and is a completely negative effect. Whereas if you join with somebody, it's an entirely positive effect.
Mhm.
And so he's kind of created an environment where it's only beneficial to coexist.
I see. So he's kind of stacking the cards a little bit.
He's very much stacking the cards.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now it'll be interesting still to see if people go, well, I just don't care.
That's exactly how I'd play it. But
Right.
you're going to end up with all of these people who really want to make it far in the game, and they're all going to try to coexist. And so there's going to be a majority of people who are going to try to coexist, and then there's going to be the
I don't know if
Joe
you could say
Schmoes.
majority. I think you could say a portion.
there's going to be a pretty good portion of people who are just going to play it Rust style.
Yeah, I think. Well, okay, now that's funny too, because what you guys are saying is, I think the proportions are different, ratio-wise, in Rust and that. But there are people in this game that are coexisting. They've got a police station with like all the police members. They don't shoot just everybody. If you're part of the town, you get protected, and if you hurt anybody in the town, you get shot at. And if you just hurt each other in the town, you get shot at by the police, right? So you're not supposed to hurt each other. The police are like the hammer on that. But there's also like the carrot with the stick, in that the church takes in tithes. There's a church, by the way. It takes in tithes from everybody and kind of governs out a bunch of walls and stuff. And everybody keeps up the walls. Like there's like a trader guy where you can go and put stuff in a room and say, I put this stuff in the room. If anyone wants it, I will trade it with them. I will open the door. You can go in there, but you have to put something in my box over here to look at. And if I like what I look at, I will. And I can steal it, but the cop might shoot me, right? So it's got, because of the rule of law, you can do trading in this little trading town. And I don't know. It's kind of interesting. So there are people in Rust. It's much less people that coexist, but there are people getting a lot of fun and profit out of coexisting.
And also in Rust, there's virtually no negative to dying. Like if you're storing your gear in your house and you go out and you die, you just lose the stuff that's on you. So if you've got gear that you can throw away, it's strictly profitable to go out and try to kill somebody and steal their weapons.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, like I was saying, people pursue paths of least resistance and most profit generally, unless they're like us and just want to kill people. But not in real life, but in games.
Right, I agree.
Yeah, and so in Rust, you go out and you kill somebody, and oh my goodness, I've upgraded my pistol. In Goddess, you go out and you wage war, and it's, oh, I've lost 3/4 of my followers.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you have it.
It'll be interesting to see how it pans out.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
So is Goddess in beta or alpha?
Is it still in alpha, Andrew?
I think it's in beta right now.
It might
Okay.
be in beta, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't release the alpha to purchasers, they released the beta. So the alpha was
Okay.
closed, and then the beta became open on Steam, and then they're going to move into the actual release.
Okay.
Man. All right. That kind of does it for the. Oh, I had one other thing I was going to ask. So early experience with games, like the first time you played a game that you really love games, or just any. Again, I don't like hyperbole because they're hard to pin down. Any really good memory you had from early on in gaming that you want to share, and we'll go around. I'll start with. Let's see. Let's start with Jason.
A good memory?
Yeah, good memory of gaming from like as early in life as you feel like going.
Oh, man, that's, a good memory in gaming. Well, it's not new, but it's not old. It's just a few years old. The first time I came, serious first place in Battlefield 3 online. Playing online, I was on fire, and I was like, I knew I was pissing people off too, and I was like, oh yeah, oh yes, oh, it tastes delicious. But I was like, I was not just like happy with the game, but I was like proud of myself. I was like, yes, there we go. So yeah, that's probably it.
Okay, one second. I'm gonna let this. We're probably gonna have a word from our sponsors here. Oh no, it went straight to it. All right. Let's go to PAX.
There's a dude chewing on a pen in the top corner of it.
Oh man,
All
I thought
right.
It's ruined.
a pen.
Well, sorry, guy with a pen.
He almost
Yeah.
reminded me of Snake from Metal Gear Solid
I
Smoke.
think that's who it was, actually.
Yeah.
Oh wow, so this is happening.
So Metal
Yeah,
Gear
you're
spying on us.
making sponsor.
We bought that game. It's a good game.
All right, we're just gonna.
I'm just kidding.
I'll find this. Hey, go ahead, Pax.
All right, so good moment from gaming. I guess, interestingly, it was actually either Metal Gear Solid, the one that came out on PlayStation. PlayStation. Yeah, that was it, man. I think that was the first real game that I played, or it might have been because it was like one of the first games I ever bought with my own money. But playing that game, that was a lot of fun. I don't know.
My microphone got muted because of the ad that played. So if you guys want to cancel your mutes, that might help.
Oh yeah, that would help, because then you could hear what I said.
Yeah,
earlier.
sorry about that, buddy.
Yeah.
I thought I could fit that in. That was not.
Good, Jack. Thank you,
Thanks.
Andrew, for
Like,
informing us.
I just thought it was weird that you weren't talking.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, do it again. You Metal Gear Solid. Sorry.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid. The first game I bought.
Yeah, with your own cash.
With my own cash. I think that was it, man. And it was probably also one of the first games that you had to be sneaky.
Yeah.
You can't just like run through it like a bull
Yeah.
and win.
It's not Diablo 2.
So, yeah. Although that was pretty fun too. That was my first online experience. Was Diablo,
Yeah.
and that's where I got to talk with other people in the world. And my parents were all like, "Be careful."
Sorry. Be careful. Yeah, unmute yourself.
I think
Yeah,
we're confiscating permissions from you.
I think I can't run this anymore.
Yeah.
All right, so
Be careful what you say on the internet to other people, or whatever.
like we're doing right now.
Yeah, like right now.
Be careful what you say to other random strangers because one of them could be trying to steal you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was also pretty fun, and it was also fun to kill other people. Like that's getting a good taste of blood.
Tibia.
You know?
There it is, right there.
All right, so that's mine.
Okay, man. I'm sorry that I messed it up twice, but
Three
That's
times.
all right.
three
That's
times.
that's what you do.
That's how Jack roll.
That's how we know it's really you and not a body snatcher.
Well, that's good. At least you guys can check on it. Yeah, when you're like having the situation where, two people are running and you think one could be me, and they're both, like the clone situation in all the movies.
Well,
I'll
right.
just start stammering, and then you'll know to shoot the other one.
Yeah, this is the turning test because we don't actually get to see you.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
interesting. What is this turning? Okay, we'll get into the turning test later.
Okay.
No, do it now. You brought it up. What's the turning test?
The turning test is having a conversation with someone. We're doing it verbally here, but
Yeah.
it would be like on a chat screen or whatever to see if you can tell if the other thing is a person or a non-person. That's the turning test.
Have I been replaced by the mimics or the
Yeah.
robots? Okay. All right. That movie was terrifying to me. I watched that way too young. The mimics, they like come down and like they got the tendrils and they like find you in your bathtub, and you're just laying in the bathtub. You're like a nice looking lady, and you're laying in your bathtub, and they get into your nose and they just knock you out, and you're just stuck there like in pod people mode. And then when they see you, because you're still a person, they point and they scream once there's enough of them, and there's like they've reached critical mass, and you try to act like them, and they see you don't act like them, and they point and they scream, and everybody was running after you at the same time. That terrified the living crap out of me as a child.
Now, did you make most of that up, and that's why it was terrifying?
The
It's like,
story?
you create your own little world.
As a child, I think you do that with movies. You make it all work in your head.
Well, at least you do that.
Well, I was hoping to get some kind of like confirmation that I was normal from you guys, but thanks. I'll just stay strange.
Well, I think your current habits actually reflect some of those things.
I might be a mimic right now.
No,
Entirely possible.
just the not normalness, I guess.
Well, I was replaced really early. But hey, at least you've had the same friend the whole time.
Yeah.
Even though it was an alien. Like, that's cool. That's the thing. If one of you guys is an alien or robot, don't tell me till you just kill me, and please kill me quickly, because I don't want to know. You know? Just take me out.
I'll detail how long I've been an alien, let you know how much of your life was a lie, and keep you strapped there for like 4 weeks before I actually do anything.
Nah, I probably won't still believe you till you like actually shoot me. I'll think it's like a long, drawn out joke.
Drawn out hoax.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be sure to do horrible things, uncharacteristic.
Oh.
All right. So
Shouldn't
who
have said
needs to go-
anything.
Like not drink
No.
beer.
Now I'm getting tortured for sure. That
Who
shouldn't
needs
have
to go
said
next
anything.
on best nonsense? Are you last, Jack?
Did Andrew go yet?
No.
Okay, go,
Oh,
man.
okay.
All right. My first gaming experience where I was like, holy crap, video games are probably going to be my life. It was at a very young age. It was actually with Warcraft 2. We were living up in Canada, and we had dial-up modems to connect to the internet. We were connecting on 28K baud, so we had really crappy internet connection. It was awful. But my grandparents actually also had a computer and a modem, which was a big deal. And so either me or my brother would always work it out where one of us stayed home because we had homework or something to do. And then when the other would go and visit grandparents, they'd be like, oh, Andrew finished his homework. Is it okay if I play video games with him? And then my
Real
brother
sneaky.
would jump on their computer and play Warcraft 2, and we'd dial each other up over modem.
Yeah.
And we'd
Oh,
play
yeah.
video games like that. And so it was a big deal to us when we got phone calls and it cut off our game. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
Mom, get off the phone. He'll
Yes.
kill you, Mom.
it was bloody excruciating. It
Grandma!
was just awful. Like, you get a phone call and you've got lag for days, and then you've got to reset up the game. You got to dial each other. Your modem's got to do that awful grinding noise that they make, letting you know that they're connecting. It was just terrible. But
Yeah.
that was my first great gaming experience. And then the next one was chilling with my buddy Jack. His mother was kind of crazy when it came to yard sales and parades. And it's how I got introduced to Pokemon, because
Yeah.
he had a Game Boy,
Yes,
and
I did.
we loved hanging out, but we had to alternate whose house we stayed at. My parents were pretty chill, and we could stay up all night playing video games, wake up the next day, play video games. At least that's how it felt to me. And we'd go ride horses, and that was awful. But video
I
games were
love
awesome.
that.
But we were at a parade, and Mr. Jack over there let me play on his Game Boy for like 4 hours straight, and I got to learn what Pokemon was, and that was my first RPG experience. That was pretty darn awesome. The whole leveling up and doing stuff.
You know what? Kudos to you, Andrew, because I borrowed Jack's Pokemon game too, and that's how I
I didn't know I was having this effect. That's good.
Yeah, you spread the Pokemon, man.
Spread the virus.
I was Blastoise.
Yeah, dude.
No one picks
I was
Blastoise.
just good. Actually, I just said yeah, and I don't know why. I like that he was blasting things. I was a fire guy myself.
Yeah, dude, Charmander all the way.
Anybody go? I don't remember the leaf.
I like because
Bulbasaur?
he had two big guns coming out of his shoulders. I thought it looked cool.
He did
I
look
went
cool.
with the
You're
plant
absolutely
one.
right.
I went with the plant one later on because I realized that no one picked the plant one, and so I was like, it's probably the best, and they probably did that on purpose. And so I picked the plant one. It was back in my conspiracy days where the government was completely against me.
Yeah,
It
man.
still is, but now I don't tell everyone.
You had a hard time on that first gym. You had to go up against some hard stuff. But then
What do you mean
when-
the first gym? The first gym is freaking rocks, dude.
No. Oh, wait. You had a hard time with the fire. Anyway,
Yeah,
whenever
but
you
by
got
that
there.
time you've gone through like the Zubat hell, and so you could have a Zubat if you wanted.
That's true. I'm thinking, though, didn't it help you murder the crap out of water eventually? I remember it being a late game boon, like at a hard time, having the blast, the
See, the key
Bulbasaur.
the key to taking The key to taking any of them is to only use the correct Pokemon for the correct gyms, and the game gets
All right,
really easy.
hey, I know that, man. I'm talking about whether or not the first choice mattered at all later on. Do you feel like it was fun having Bulbasaur later?
You mean Ivysaur?
Bulbasaur?
Blastoise?
All right, we're done. So my first experience with games that I love and want to ever forget was with Jason across the way from me here. In that I would go over to his house and I would see this wonderful game called Zelda, and then yeah, man, that music to me, like, it'll get me at the core. Like, they've done so much with that music, like all these bit music guys that like sit there and make the 8-bit music and the 16-bit music. Those guys amaze me with what they do with that music, and every time I hear it, it just gets my little like nostalgia little
Tugs
kid.
at your nostalgia heartstrings.
Yeah, man, my nerd core, man, it gets it.
Dude, did you ever play Wind Waker?
I don't want to talk about Wind Waker right now.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, we'll get back to that, but the other, and also shooting things in Duck Hunt. But then the other experience was much like yours there, Andrew, in that it involved dial-up, and that sound you said was terrible, and it was terrible. But right now, same as the Zelda music. If I hear that sound, as bad as it is, I get this weird like happy feeling. Like,
You know what? Kids today won't even know what the heck you're talking about.
I know there's quote unquote adults out there that won't know what I'm talking about.
Noobs.
Yeah, dude, my kid.
Noobs, yeah.
My kid plays on his like iPad right now. It's his iPad, it's mine, but whatever, it's his. And I was putting in floppy disks like at 12, stoked as all get out that I'd finally gotten a chance to put in floppy disks. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean, I know there's like a 40-year-old that's laughing at me, but whatever. Like, I'm just saying, it's nuts what he has today, and just my like growing up years. But anyway, yeah. So it was, and the game was Red Alert, and it was the same thing that you were talking about, where you like, oh, we got to go to the other person's house because there's only 2 computers in this whole neighborhood. Like, we're gonna. Oh no, she has to. Jason's mom has to make a call, so we can't go to his house. Oh, and wait, his dad actually likes to play games, which sucks. I wish those adults at Jason's house didn't like games. We're leaving. We're going over to I won't mention his name, but he had red hair, Jason.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went over to his house, and his mom was crazy, so we hardly ever. And he lived with his uncle and his aunt. They were mean, but we didn't care if they were mean to us because we weren't going to be paying attention to them. We were going to be dialing up that terrible 56K modem, the good speeds, man. Finally, we got the 56K. Yeah.
The only thing I didn't care to hear was low power.
Low power. Your power is low.
Insufficient funds.
Insufficient. Yeah, man. Oh man, and it was Red Alert, and like somebody would be back at my house, and my mom would pick up the phone, and it'd be over. Like that'd be our entire afternoon was devoted to getting into position at 2 different houses, and then it would be ruined by 1 phone call, and we'd go home, but we'd feel like we had accomplished so much nonetheless. And like my little boy gets on freaking iPad for 2 hours straight without even trying. He's not even 2 yet. All right, so he's got it better than me, but that's okay. It's always gonna be like that.
Here's one request, if you haven't done it already.
What's that?
Is, make it so that your son knows dialogue or analog, right? Analog watches, clocks.
Oh,
I see what you're saying. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
one of my wife's coworkers cannot read an analog clock.
Yes.
What?
Yep.
You're. I don't know if you want to mention
Have
what
we
you
come
do
that
here.
far?
Hey, Pax, do you want to mention what you do? You don't have to.
No.
Okay. All right.
Just that
You have dealt with people that don't know that stuff. Okay.
Yes. And it is fading. I will tell you this.
Okay.
That's terrible.
I can't believe
Big
that
hand,
people don't
little hand. Why does the clock have hands?
They're just art. Wow. Okay, you got it. I will. All right. I gave my my nephew a compass, a really nice one, and also one of those spy glasses, just for that kind of reason. I wanted him to have like games that involved playing with his hands outside of a screen, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do the same thing for my son. Whose name is Ben? I'll share his name. I don't need to be doing my wife's name, but his name is Ben. Ben will learn some analog things in the world. You got it, Pax. I will do this for you.
That you will do a service to him and to the world.
All right. I shall.
Especially if he's ever in combat, and they're like, "Enemy, 6 o'clock," and he should be like, "I don't know."
What are you talking about? They're here already, not at 6.
Why are you so excited if they're coming later?
It's 4:30.
They're here early.
It's an ambush. How can it be? I'm being ambushed. The world is falling apart. Like I don't know. They won't have to go to combat. Robots will do it for them. What else? That's like most of what I had, guys. We're winding down. We got like 10 minutes left. You guys got any? I guess we can do a segment on things you want to talk about that have been bothering you or not bothering you. Excited about? Go. I'll preface this. I am kind of excited about this. Elder Scrolls Online. I got to be in the deal there, and
you're in the beta?
I got into one of the beta. I don't know how many. I don't know how
Which
it
beta?
works. The Elder Scrolls Online.
Ooh.
It was a weekend a while ago. I got to be in it not that long ago. I don't know. I haven't been tracking at all. Like I don't know the history of it or anything. So I don't know what the forums are saying, or if I missed some beta. I don't know. But I got to play one weekend because school and that thing happened to send me an email at the right time, and so I did it. And it looks pretty good. I'm kind of excited about that. I really like the summoning that they've got going. Your summon guy. When you level him up, when you use your summon enough, it levels itself up, and it has branching. It's not extreme. It's not very deep yet, and I hope they add some depth. But right now, you get like 2 choices. So you can get like a flying dude. You start with a little monkey dude, right? And he looks dumb, but he's a monkey dude, and he helps kill, and that's awesome. And then he can split into either like a little flying dude or this awesome raptor with like extra like Stegosaurus tail thing happening. So I went with that thing. He's land based, but I mean, so are you. So whatever. He's gonna kill this bear. Ready?
I'd like to point out, where did he get blue tape?
Yeah, he's out there. Like, okay. Anyway, Elder Scrolls Online. I'm kind of excited about. Then I don't know if I have any rage stuff right now, but I'll work on that. Somebody else can go.
All right. Well, as far as Elder Scrolls Online, I was invited to the beta this weekend, and I have an extra beta key, and so does JJ. So there are 2 extra beta keys, and JJ might not even be playing, so he might have 2 beta keys.
Okay.
So 3 extra beta keys.
I'd like to use one if I can, if you guys would be so generous.
I'll give you mine, and then.
Actually, hey, you should give him JJ's unless JJ knows somebody, and then.
Well, I don't know, because JJ was gonna give me his, but I got in too. So
There's a floating bear.
There is. He's been there a while.
I know. I just wanted to say it before you turned off.
So yeah, I'll be checking that out this weekend. And I'll definitely give you a beta key, Andrew.
Yeah, I'd love to join you. That would be a lot of fun.
Yep.
I think I still have access. So.
Okay. Well, it starts tomorrow at 12.
Okay.
So I'll give you the beta key tonight, so that you can do the install and whatever.
Yeah. Jason, are you do you want to do it too? Is he there? Okay,
his mic is muted.
Oh. Let me see if I can unmute it. Oh, I can't do it for him.
No, I think he did that on accident.
Hey, if you can hear us, Jason, you're muted. If you needed to go get something, we understand.
Maybe he put on his Bane mask.
Yeah, he can't talk as well on that thing from what I saw in the movie.
Ooh, there was one really cool thing I wanted to bring up. I posted it in the chat if you want to pull it up.
Yes.
But 2013, they posted the top 10 grossing free-to-play by online transaction only. So these are people who got stuff for like skins and things like that. So
Oh.
Crossfire, it's a free online game. It's a first-person shooter. Kind of plays like Counter-Strike and stuff like that. In online free-to-play transactions, they grossed 957 million in a year. League of Legends did 624. Dungeon Fighter Online did 426. World of Tanks did 372 million. Maple Story got 326 million. Lineage got 257 million. World of Warcraft got 213 million, and Star Wars: The Old Republic got 140 million. Team Fortress 2 got 139 million, and then Counter-Strike Online got 121 million.
It's amazing to me that Counter-Strike's still making money.
Oh, dude.
These are not purchases. These are not people paying subscription fees. These are literally people who liked that AK-47 skin, so they put out $8 for it. These are all completely cosmetics for all of these games, and that is ridiculous to me.
I think that's So go down the list really quickly, and which ones have you played?
I've played League of Legends, World of Warcraft, Lineage, Maple Story, Crossfire, Star Wars: The Old Republic, Counter-Strike, Team Fortress. The only one I haven't played, or two, is Dungeon Fighter Online and World of Tanks. There you go. I played the rest.
I've heard World of Tanks is actually good. I haven't done that one.
Yeah, I've heard it. I've heard it's good stuff.
Yeah, I've heard it's fun.
Okay.
Now, I had going back to. I'm sorry. I just wanted to put that out there, but going back to what you guys were talking about before on Elder Scrolls. I've seen like kind of videos of it. I haven't done anything to get invited to a beta or whatever, but no, it's sort of this is gonna sound weird, but I'm happy, but at the same time I'm concerned if it does take off and get really popular, but because the love I have for Elder Scrolls came from the games, and as much as we all love of our MMORPGs, I want to see another Elder Scrolls game, not just a online, world, like Elder Scrolls Online, but I want to see another game that's playable on your PC or console that you can, like Skyrim or Morrowind, or And I was talking about this with PAX. I'm like, I really got an affinity playing Skyrim for fighting big monsters, the dragons and stuff, the giants. I'm like, those are really cool. I want to see more of that. I want to see bigger land. I want to see more different types of landscapes. And I'm like, I really hope that should this game take off, they don't ignore the fact that people would Jones for another just flat-out game.
Hey, okay, so I can put some of that at ease. We've got 5 minutes left. I can put some of that at ease. I think that, and we'll go over if we need to. Anyway, in that they did get an entirely different studio to make the game. They're obviously Bethesda is very interested in the quality of the game. They're very involved, but there's a different studio. Like, so it's not even the same people that the people doing the mechanical work are different. So the team that made Skyrim and Fallout is still over at Bethesda making whatever they're making right now. Hopefully not Brink. But whatever they're gonna make next, I'll play Brink. I'll play their new Brink if they make one. But anyway, yeah, don't worry. If they have something they want to make, which I'm pretty sure they do, they're making it, and it's not being slowed down very much at all by this, except for the overseeing part. Well,
yeah, I know, and it's sort of like with Blizzard. I think StarCraft 2 would have come out a lot sooner, but World of Warcraft blew up. It got really popular, so I think StarCraft 2 was put on the back burner. We did eventually get it, but I was like, oh, I think it could have been out a lot sooner. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, back to my topic of the gross.
Yeah, you brought up
That's $4,574 million in 1 year as would have been paid for cosmetics. That is more than the cost of the World Trade Center.
What? Wait, and this is just strictly aesthetics.
Yeah.
In a virtual space.
In virtual space, in a single year, the communities for these free online games have put out enough money to purchase one of the World Trade Center buildings.
So here's the thing. People have said that those things don't exist, so it's a waste of money. But with that kind of money behind it, it doesn't make it suddenly exist. They still don't exist. But I think to these people, it feels real enough to them that they're willing to do it, right?
You can go online with any of these games, and people are selling the things that they have purchased with cosmetics, because a lot of people, especially in Dota 2, like if you play it for so long, do so many games, you will get a piece of equipment to its assigned to your guy. So you can either purchase it from their online store, or you can play long enough to get it. So you get this piece, and some games will let you sell that individual piece back into the community. And so the game takes a cut of that. So people are actually earning these things and selling it to other people. So we're creating the market in a lot of these games, so especially in Dota 2. You can also buy it straight from the game if you can't find it for sale from any users, but it's all within the game. So it's all these microtransactions that they're monitoring and taking cuts off of the top. So the fact that people can sell it means that people are actually making money playing these video games and just selling cosmetics to each other.
Yeah, I remember. I know the Real Gold auction house was not everybody's. Real Money auction house was not everybody's favorite in Diablo 3, but I ended up making $17 because I just threw something up really quickly, not knowing what it was really worth, and I got that back, and I couldn't believe it. I made $17, and I spent it over a while and got, but whatever. So it was so surprising to me once I sold that first item that I asked myself, like, why would anybody pay money? And actually, I'd like to ask you guys, why do people pay money for these things?
Uniqueness.
You want to stand out, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the game is going to have a general character. You want to make something stick out.
Well, also, a lot of people justify it this way. I mean, if you're playing League of Legends, let's use this for example because it's one that I'm playing right now. If you put in 4 or 5 hours a day, it's probably your most played video game. And people who are on the top brackets, the people who are actually spending money on this, have been playing for years. And so if they drop $5 on it a month to play, that's lower than a monthly subscription they'd pay elsewhere. So they start justifying it that way. And then it's it's just $20 and it's a game I play all the time and I really want that new hero that came out. So let me just drop 20 and then I'll get that hero and a couple skins for him. And so it starts small and just slow justifications all the way through. But if you take a look for the amount of hours of play they get out of it versus the amount of money that they put in, they're still paying less for that than they would if they went out and bought Arkham City because they're only going to get 40 to 50 hours of enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, I'm not against it. I was just trying for the sake of conversation. So my thing is that if you want to, or what you were saying, justifying it through the payment. Sometimes I hear people say, it was a free-to-play game. I really, really liked it, and I just felt like donating some money to the guys who made it in the form of buying this useless stuff that I get to look kind of cool in. And that kind of makes sense to me. Like, the guys who made it should get some money. They kind of need to for it to stay good.
You can play the charity card, but sometimes we all know you really just want it because it looks cool.
Yeah, man, you don't want to be the guy in the silly-looking... You don't want to look like a scrub or whatever. You're one of them. You're a peon. You don't stand out. That kind of thing. Okay. Andrew, did you have anything else you wanted to say about that?
Not really. Just other than nuclear bombs are estimated to cost $28 million for production or to purchase on black market on there's a
I'm sure the NSA isn't bothered by what you're saying right now.
There's a CNN article about this, and it says that through this money, they could have purchased roughly 160 nuclear bombs. According to CNN. But
right.
And if anyone actually cares, here's the source. It's on the 5th page.
Oh, thank you. I love sources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too many people say things, and then they don't offer a source. You got a source, man.
You do. You're the man.
We'll put that in the show notes, guys.
Sourced.
Listeners at home.
You've given me hope for humankind in general.
Okay.
If Reddit's taught me anything, if I don't source it, I'm a liar.
Yeah.
Ready.
No. Do you have any explanation for the large gap between number 1 and number 2?
For Crossfire versus League of Legends?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
played
but-
both of those, right?
I played Crossfire briefly. I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoy League of Legends, but in Crossfire you can pay to get ahead by buying the AK-47 as a starter kit. You know how in Call of Duty you have to earn so much money before you can buy the guns that you want, and so that's what you purchase to start the next round with? In Crossfire, you can actually make default kits, and so if you pay money, you can have the best gun with the scope as your default starting item, so you don't have to earn the money to start with it. So your first playthrough, you start with your best gun, so you always do really well your first round. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you can pay to get ahead.
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons I stopped playing it, is because you get all these people with AK-47s, and their first round through they just trounce you, and then you've got no money to spend your second round because they've already all got sniper rifles to start.
Right.
I'm confused. So you said that this was all for cosmetics, though, right?
It is for cosmetics. That's what you can earn this stuff through other means. And if I had played Crossfire for a lot longer, I could have earned enough points to actually purchase these kits.
Okay, so what I'm getting at is, so some of this, to me, I think the thing that matters a lot is they shouldn't give you, not that they shouldn't, but to me it's the mark of a really well designed versus a somewhat frustratingly designed free-to-play model, is that if they get you off from things that are like hats or like a new banner or whatever, that seems fine to me. But once they start gating off like time gates, essentially, so do you want to save your time and get an AK-47 now, or do you want to play forever and then eventually get it? That's where it becomes a little bit frustrating to a guy who, like, it makes you feel like they might have messed with the game itself, the mechanics of the game, to help you want to pay money. They don't have to have done that, but they could have.
I happen to know for a fact that World of Warcraft is aesthetics only, and I happen to know that there's a lot more people playing World of Warcraft than there is playing Crossfire. Now look at the profit margins difference between World of Warcraft and Crossfire. I can't fault them for their choices.
Oh no, okay, I know it's going to make money. I'm saying it seems a little bit.
As hardcore gamers like we are, like we like to actually earn everything. It sucks for us, but for the guy who's got $20 to blow and really loves the game, it's good for him.
Yeah, okay, that's the thing. I'm fine with them making the money. I'm just saying I worry that they mess with the mechanics to make it so that they make more money. But if the guy, as far as the person who does it, I get it. Like if you've got 20 minutes to play the game and $20 to burn, you're gonna have more fun if you use that $20 now. With that 20 minutes of game time. Like, it's really for people that don't have a lot of time to play, in my opinion, or really want to play hard all the time. Okay.
We're 6 minutes past due. People hate us. They need to put their kids to bed.
Well, they're probably...
We're going to get hate mail, dude.
I don't...
Somebody's going to threaten my family.
That's what they get for listening live.
All of our millions of
That's gonna... And if we had a viewer...
They're just straight up angry right now.
Our last viewer just left when I got rude there.
All right, let's pull it up. Dear viewer, I apologize for our actions. There you go.
Okay.
We done it. We win. Is there a way to even check if we even had any viewers?
After. Actually, I think...
My mom...
Yeah, bottom right. 0 viewers.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
We broke the benchmark.
Well, I didn't even put this on publicly viewable, so someone would have to have been looking at our accounts.
There's 4 people watching this right now.
That's right. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot.
More. That's more than watch me do anything.
That's a million. It's way more than the number you just gave me. It's just infinite more multiplications.
Math.
Math.
All right, guys. I don't know about a good...
What's the plan?
Yeah. To those who are done listening to us in their house, I'm sorry, watching us live in their house, the 0. I'm just going to get good at saying this, in other words. To those that are about to be done watching us here we're going to move over to Twitch and play some Rust. You can move over to there and watch us play. We do this so that the people involved in this podcast can, that's what this is. The Google Hangout becomes a podcast later on. Can get back to their lives and wives because time zones and whatnot. So, bye, interwebs.
We love you.
See, he made it to the point. It just took a little while. Thanks, internets.
Say bye, Pax.
I was just waiting for Pax to say anything. Go. Say something to the internet.
Buy something to
Don't
the
do it,
internet.
All right.
Coordinated silence. Keep him in the dark.
Sorry, all I know is